Welcome to Beading with Machi Wapakwinyum. I'm your host, Lydia Sturby. Today I'm going to show you how to make this fringe earring right on a metal finding. So we're going to be making this pattern right here. And in your kit you would have received a baggie with all of these beads in the correct amount. Usually you give a little bit extra just to make sure. And you will have received 2 of the triangle findings, 2 of the hooks, 2 of the stoppers, a bobbin of white thread, some wax that you can rub your thread through in case it starts to fray. You would have 2 needles. The longer needle is nicer for the fringe, but then I'm giving a skinnier one to do the ends because they're a little bit harder to get through multiple times. So we're going to actually start with our white bobbin of thread. So you're going to take, go from fingertip to fingertip with your arms outstretched and a little bit more, and then you won't have to do any extra string. Okay, I'm just going to start with my long one because I shouldn't need my short guy till the very end. And I'm not putting any knots in my thread, I'm just leaving it. For this pattern, you're going to start with 4 of the teal or the blue, and you're going to slide them close to the end. I'm going to actually hold my triangle upside down. I'm going to leave, I don't know, a good 3 to 4 inches. And now when I slide these down, I'm going to come up on the inside of the triangle while keeping the beads underneath here. Okay, so I've kind of got this little loop. I'm going to go through 2 of the beads. And now if I come up the other 2, and I'm staying on top of the triangle. And now if I go back under, and through those 2 beads. So you can see that we're going to be going through the beads quite a few times, and that's why when we do it at the end to secure our tail, we're going to want to make sure that we're using a skinnier needle so we don't crack any of the beads. So that is my first 2 fringes, and we're kind of basically doing a ladder stitch, but it's going right onto the metal finding. So you can see I need to do more of the blue. So this time we're only going to do 2 at a time. So I'm coming from underneath through the triangle and then back through those 2 beads that I just put on. And as I pull that, we'll see, and then just tighten it. And now I've got my 3rd, 2 more will bring me my 5th, and we're going to make all our way across. And so this is an 11 pattern, 11 fringe pattern. Okay, so I've made it across. I've got my 5 blue sets, 1 double black, 5 blue, and that is on the pattern. That's like the original drop, as if you were going to continue a brick stitch in a triangle above. Now the rest of the pattern shows you how to do the fringe, and because it's a symmetrical pattern, meaning it's the same, just reverse on both sides, it's okay that we're starting on the right and not the left, or if you're more comfortable, flip it over. It doesn't matter. So At this point, you're going to continue on the pattern. So to start you off, you actually want to just add the 6 blue, 1 white, 8 blue, then 4 red, 4 orange, 4 yellow, 4 white, and 10 black. This bottom part doesn't change. It's just the amount of blues in between. So to do a fringe, you're going to put it all on at once. So that's our 6 blue, a white, and then 8 blue, okay, and now we're going to start the 4 by 4 pattern here. So 4 red, 4 orange, 4 yellow, and 4 white. Okay, nope, that's 4 white. And then you're going to add your 10 black. Now with this batch of black, I would just be careful because I have found some extra skinny ones, and so you might need to just measure where they line up and put an extra one, or just not use those skinny beads. There's my 10. Okay, now just like on a regular fringe earring, let me push that aside. All you have to do is you're going to take that bottom one and slide it down. Okay, and now I'm going to go all the way back up the rest of them. Do your very best to not miss any beads, otherwise you're going to have to come back and fix it. And using the longer needle here, of course, is nice, so you wouldn't have to do so many sections. And now, it doesn't matter if you come up on the front or the back of the triangle at this point, but I generally come up the front because it's easier for me to see what I'm doing. And then you're just going to go back down the next set. You're not going around the triangle again. And this will eventually become the back side of my earring, because if you look super close, there's like the extra string right here where the 2 beads connect. And don't worry about your tail yet, we'll deal with that in a bit. So you're going to just continue the pattern until you get to the far end, and then I'll come back. going down to my last fringe here, and the beginning is I'm going to take it all the way down and back up with a little extra to shine off, which I just enough to do this one. So I still have my tail sticking out, that's okay. We're gonna come down the last two here, which were originally the first two, and we're gonna finish our pattern just like we started it. Well, I got a bead that has a wonky hole, I guess. Okay, measure up my last one, see if I like it. And it's actually a little long, meaning I either added 1, 2 beads somewhere. I actually feel like maybe I've got one too many blue here. And I could just take them all off, or if you take a pair of pliers, because they're glass beads, you can just crack it. Now my pattern lines up better. Okay, so this time I'm going to come all the way back up and through the first 2 beads that we put on. Now because my string is getting short, I'm going to switch to this other needle, the shorter, skinnier one. I believe it is a size 12, could be an 11. And I'm going to just do what we did at the beginning. So we're going to come through the triangle and down through those first 2 beads. Sorry, I went through the whole of the triangle. Down through those 2 beads, then up the next 2. Okay. I'm still having a tight squeeze in here. There it goes. So he's gone in a full circle, so I can cut him. And now this tail, we want to get rid of too. So we're going to thread him. And now I'm on this side. I'm actually going to come down the second 2 beads. You gotta be very careful. Don't wiggle while the needle is in the beads. So the last thing you want is to crack a bead. Okay, and then I'm going up the 3rd set. You can already tell it's much looser there. And I'm going to go down the fourth just as a precaution. Again, this was my tail where I very started. I'm going to pull that tight, snip it as close as I can. The next part is, so this is the side that doesn't show my strings as much. So I'm going to go this way. Use round nose pliers to open up my hook. Slip that on. Round nose pliers to close it. And I'll put my stoppers on. And now we've got a beautiful pair of fringe earrings on a metal finding. Thank you for joining me today. Merci.